Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So we are going to work on uh the fourth page of my comic. So we're hopefully going to be able to get this this page done today. I'm not sure how long it's going to take. But it's not as extensive, I don't think, as the previous pages. Technically, there's not that many panels, or I want to say like complicated panels. We have this panel here, and then we have these 4 panels down here, which are just figures, and these are just figures. And then we have like a planet here. I'm hoping to get this done today. That way I can start on page 5. Page 5 of the comic. All right, now I'm going to pull up the thumbnails so I know what I'm looking at. Page, okay. Are these silhouetted? I think these are supposed to be silhouetted. These guys up here. And then they'll have symbols above their head. Let me double check. What the fuck, man? These new settings. Let me see if I can change the settings to my tablet, because this new upgrade that they did for the iPad is annoying as hell. Swipe finger, and I don't like it, but let me see if I can actually remove that now. Here. Yes, I can remove it. Okay. Damn it. Mm-mm. Seven. Jesus, my dude. He's showing his bone. I'm trying to see if there's a way I can just... This is going to irritate me. Seven. Jeez. 7. Stop. This is going to be irritating. This is gonna be irritating. Okay. This is gonna be irritating. This is gonna be irritating. Freaking, this is it's gonna be irritating as fuck. Ay. All right, so sorry, I'm trying to get this together so that way I can properly be able to reference what I need to reference. I feel like this update is just making it a lot harder than what it needs to be. I think these are just going to be silhouetted. Okay. I should have made more notes on that, but I'm pretty sure these characters are just silhouetted. All right. No problem. Got to see 7 minutes of me trying to figure out what the hell I'm gonna be doing. I'll readjust here. There we go. So I think I mentioned in my last video, I'm pretty sure I mentioned in my last video that I'm gonna take this glove off because I think this is gonna, it's funny, sometimes I'll draw with the glove, sometimes I will not. Kind of just a feel, I think it's depending on how I'm feeling that day with the sensory and texture thing. But I think in my last video I talked about how I was hopefully planning on at some point, where is the fuck? Hold on for a second, guys. Cancel, close that out. Close this out. Do I have multiple things open? Yes, I do. Hold on. I know I've literally got it's been like 8 minutes since I haven't started drawing yet. I know. Come on, man. There we go. So what the frick is Safari, man? Because whatever reason, like because I have older computers and stuff with the updated versions of the browsing apps, I can't freaking play Spotify. And that's just, I'm not saying all browsing apps, but at least on Firefox, like I can't, it won't play. Like Tubi and stuff like that, it will not play on the updated updated Firefox. And I think it's because I have older computers. My Apple laptop, and then also even my desktop, which is a Windows. It's an old Windows, but like 8.1 I think is the thing it's running on. But I cannot play Spotify on, or even Tubi on Firefox on these computers. And that really sucks. But I mean, I'm not updating my I'm not updating my computers. But anyway, so in my last video, I think I talked about how I was looking into probably purchasing. I'm gonna do this. I need to do the world here first, the circle for the world. Okay. Purchasing the sticky bone figures for posing. And what am I looking for? None of these are going to be big enough. So guess what I'm going to have to whip out? Actually, let me see something. Where's my purchase? Yeah, actually, that's perfect. Actually, that's perfect. Look at that. But I was looking into getting the sticky bone figures to help with posing, but I was looking into it, and like, no, well, I mean, I was looking into the prices and stuff like that, but I was also looking into, like, also thinking about what am I using these things for, right? Specifically to help with posing. And all these people are going to be silhouetted anyway, so it doesn't matter. Maybe I'll do a more feminine character here. And for these particular gods here. But I was looking into the sticky figures because I was looking into, helping myself draw the figures, the poses anyway. And what am I looking for? I'm looking for creativity. Nope, not creativity. Not that one either. Utilities? Where's it at? What the fuck is my other? Okay. But I was pretty much trying to weigh the pros and cons of mannequin. There we go. Let me do this. I'll load up a pose here. Load up I could have sworn I had like the heroic pose. Maybe not. I do. There we go. But looking into the poses, not the poses. What am I? Sorry, I'm trying to deal with this, and then as I'm talking to you guys, but let me deal with the light here. But sorry. But looking into like trying to outweigh the pros and cons of getting these figures, and specifically it was like being able to pose these figures quickly without having to spend 20 minutes trying to pose the 3D program that I use for the figures here. And I came to the realization that I don't. This is a rib cage here. That I don't really need the figures. Now, if I want to later on purchase them, I can. But the sticky bones, they are, think of just the bare bones of a character or a figure. Actually, I'll pull it up for you guys to see real quick. I feel like maybe this would be the torso. I'm going to pull it up real quick. I'm going to go online real quick. I'm just going to pull up. Here we go. And I'm going to show you guys stickybones.com. So here's their website. I'll move this out the way real quick. And I'm going to do products. But these are their products, right? And it's Black Friday sales, but honestly, these are not Black Friday sales. These are literally the everyday sales that these people have. No prices have changed, and I know because I've checked this website at least multiple times a week. So these prices, that they're the same even before Black Friday. Anyway, like this is what. So I'm just gonna pick on a figure. I'm just gonna do this. Actually, I'll do the one with the poses on it. Because this was the one that was originally going to get the 2 figures. And it's got the fly rig, so you can kind of pose stuff without them being on the metallic plate. Because they have their hands and their feet have magnets, so that way you can put them in place and pose them that way. But anyway, this is what they look like, and it's literally, it looks like a fancy stick figure, right? The thing is, it's kind of what it is. It's like a fancy stick figure. And I know for people who do animation, this might be more beneficial because you can kind of draw, you can record it and then kind of draw over it, whatever the case may be. You have stuff like this. You know, so that's, you can do stuff like that, yada, 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 right? And, but here's the thing. I can do almost the same exact thing with this little figure that I have here. And I might not be able to get the full range of motion. So I'm going to pose this like this one. How's that? And then you got this guy here, and then I can move the foot like that, like this, and then here, maybe here, and then move the hand back here, and this here. So I can kind of get the same pose, right? The only difference is I wouldn't be able to do a magnet, so I would have to hold it. I mean, I can still look at it from different angles. I know you guys can't really see it because I moved the light here, but I can still pose it from different angles, and you know, I can use it for basic forms to figure it out. You know, I can't move these all the way out without it kind of like popping out of socket. Like it does have this part here, so I can rotate this and then kind of adjust this accordingly. I can't move the forearm though. It's not a ball, it's not a socket joint here. So it does give the movement of like the actual arm, because you can move the arm up and down, but you can't twist this part. You can twist your hand. I mean, you technically can twist. No, because if I do this, like I can't twist my arm in a sense of twisting from the elbow, because the elbow is a hinge joint. So it's literally, it bends only one way, so up and down, right? It can't twist. Now your wrist, because of the ability to twist your arm, you can twist your arm and it gives the illusion, like, I don't want to say the illusion because technically the bones are twisting, but it makes it look like this part, the elbow part of the arm, is twisting, and it's not the elbow part, it's the forearm muscles, the two bones in your hand that are moving. Oh, technically one is staying in place, the other one is just twisting over it. It's just moving. So this gives that motion of the arm, the elbow going up and down, and then you can twist the arm or the hand because it is a ball and socket joint here. So because you could, I think these ones, could you? I'm not sure. I think you can remove the hands on this one. It's been a while since I've messed with it, and I don't have the old hands, I don't think, so I'm not gonna mess with these. Because you used to be able to put, like, I think I did have like the items that you could switch out and the extra hands. But so this gives that feeling here of the arm. Now the only thing I have an issue with is technically not really, because the shoulder is a ball and socket. You can go like this, and you can bring it out, bring it in, bring it out, or bring it in. Some poses are a little bit difficult because you have to play with it, and because it has a limit on how far you can move some of these limbs. It could give you some issues, but honestly, it's just readjusting a few things and going from there. I know all of these connection points on these figures are ball and sockets. But if I wanted to like have him like with his hands over his head or whatever, I could do this, and it's just pretty much adjusting at that point. So if I wanted this to be a little bit more out, I can kind of do this pose, but just kind of have the hands up more. So once I get this part down, then this part, then I can kind of play with it and kind of, go from that. Because technically you can do like a 90-degree on the arm and then lift this up. You don't really have that mobility here, which I'm completely fine with. It is what it is, right? You have to have some limitations. But you can do a lot with these poses. And this, I think, was, when I originally got it, was a little bit more expensive, but now it's a little bit cheaper. But you can buy a male and a female set, I think, for like $30 on Amazon. And yeah, like I said, they're not, you might have a few issues, like I said, with the maybe like the neck. I think, did the neck originally pop out of this? I don't know. But considering that with the neck, like you're more focusing on the head moving than the actual neck itself. So these are great for poses. Another thing these are also great for is the forms, because this has a basic form of what the chest would look like, what the abdomen would look like, and the distance between the chest cavity and the hip area, and then it even has the underwear shape, and then even the legs are a ball and socket. So you can go like all the way out here, but you can also move the leg, and of course the leg has limitations for normal people. You can move the toes of the feet. You can move the ankle area. So I feel like, and these do have an idea of what the muscles are going to look like. So where how the shoulder is, how the tricep and bicep, the forearm, use a general shape of that. Now you would have to learn what the forearm looks like when you're twisting the hand and stuff. But even the muscles of the legs, basic forms here, and then they're not all accurate, but that's completely fine. It's giving you some type of mass to the areas of these body parts, versus just kind of like an actual stick figure, or the bones of the figure. Because this is what the back of the figure looks like. And I know I haven't even started drawing yet. It's been 30 minutes, Jesus Christ. But this is like the back of the figure. This is the front of the figure. So, this is what you're kind of working with. So I feel like, honestly, it's just going to be better for me to stick with these. So this is what I'm gonna stick with. So I mean, if anyone's interested in buying these, cool. Do what's best for you. But I'm not going to. All of that to say, I'm just gonna stick with my old pose figures here. So yeah, there's that. A whole 30 minutes just to say that, right? Almost 30 minutes, all right? Let's go ahead and finish working on this. And then if I really need to like get the nitty-gritty of the poses, like the nitty-gritty of the muscles, you're not even gonna see this, but I'm still gonna draw it out correctly. But I can always just use the 3D program that you guys have seen me use multiple times to son of a bitch. That was my book. But I can just use the 3D program that I have, that you guys have seen, that I use for my poses, to draw stuff out to get the muscles correct. You're not even gonna see this, so I don't know why I'm cracking down so hard on this, but whoa, let's do it that way. And then, I mean, I do have a female figure of this. If I can find it. There we go. There she is. Now, get off me. Now, the female figure, of course, is a lot smaller, and she does have the chest area, and then, which is helpful if you're looking to draw poses from different areas. You need to figure out how the chest area would look. But though of course everything is a lot smaller with this particular character. But I mean, you can fit outside of the chest area. The only thing I didn't like about this is that the shoulder area did pop out from the socket. So this is it's not in place like it should be. But honestly, it is what it is. Actually might be a little bit better with it not being in the socket, honestly. But I mean, it is what it is. But like, these are not they're not made to be. I mean, they're made to be used to pose and stuff like that. I do feel like the head is out of proportion. The head is bigger than what it should be with the proportion of this figure. And like, you don't have the like indicator for the kneecaps as you do on this one. I do like that the hips are a little bit wider to kind of show the difference of the male and the female, but I feel like the female figure is definitely more animated, is definitely more anime-esque inspired versus the male one. I really wish they had done the female figure similar to the male one and how they have certain things, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But like I said, these are just to kind of help with posing and stuff like that. Also, the female, I feel like the torso isn't as flexible as the guys. Like, I really have to kind of really struggle with this one and hope that I don't break it. But yeah, the male, I think I can. The torso is more flexible, which, like I said, I wish they would have taken the same energy that they did with the male into the female figure. The only benefit I would see with the female figure is just the chest area, honestly. Because even the hips, you can just naturally draw. Remember to remind yourself to draw that in when you're drawing the male, when you're drawing the figure. And then honestly, that's jilly about it, because even sometimes, even sometimes the female character might have smaller hips. Not all females have extremely wide hips, but like, you know, there, I did a pose in a very short time. But I can hold this or do whatever pose that or whatever angle I want, and have an actual idea of what where the muscles would be versus just an actual stick figure. So that's why I'm just gonna stick with these versus the sticky bones. So Little wonders, these twisted turns of fate. Turns of fate. These small. So yeah, for me, it was understanding, or not understanding Jesus, but I think it was just coming to the conclusion, kind of like what I mentioned earlier about in my previous video about realizing that I might have something that will do the same thing as the thing I'm looking to purchase. The thing I'm looking to purchase, make a new purchase on, I might already have something that does what that does the exact same thing already. So there's no point in buying Jesus Christ. There's no point in the hell. There's no point in buying something else when I have something that's going to do the exact same thing. Like we do. Almost have stuff like we do. Not like that smooth. So I've got my Spotify going. I don't even need to draw the whole hands, I don't think. I am going to draw this longer though, because that's weird. Let's go. Let's go. Maybe I'll start doing short video tutorials on different parts of the body. I think I mentioned that in a previous video, but never done anything with it yet. So, there's that. I think I'm going to have 2 men here. So female, 2 men, and then 2 females. I'm really trying to, technically we're still into the year 2025. So this is where I would pull out the female form here. But, because some women, you're not going to have a huge indicator for the boobs on the side. And then if you really want to kind of bring it out more, you can just kind of bring that rib cage in some more. I'm thinking. There we go, like this. And then just bring those hips out more. But like I said, you're not even gonna see that. But anyway. Me down. Hey, big boy. Me down. But I think I really do want to slowly start teaching so you're going to see more from the top of her head. There we go. I needed that indicator of what I'm kind of looking at, so that way I can draw the other people correctly in perspective, which means I'm going to have to change. I need to change this. This isn't going to be right. The rest of the stuff can pretty much stay the same, but this needs to change. This top part, because the rest of the body is going to be covered by the world. But I really kind of want to draw, do lessons on drawing the figure, or drawing in general. Starting with like stuff like, you know, like maybe basic exercises and stuff, but I guess a part of me also feels like I'm not good enough yet to work on that stuff or provide that information. So I'm kind of struggling with that. Maybe I'll do a video and see, and maybe see how well it does. And then do the hips are going to be a little bit wider. And maybe she's just got longer legs. Not that you're not going to see her legs anyway. But, and if I do the lessons for the drawing, I really want to start from like the ground up. Like, so starting with, you know, doing simple exercises and then working from that to, like, you know, as far as like basic lines, stuff like that, and then working one's way up to drawing poses and stuff like that. And I think that might be beneficial because, I mean, I would be improving as well, because I would be teaching you guys and making sure that I'm really paying attention to how I'm explaining the information, how I'm drawing the information, as well as like doing recommendations for like books and stuff too, because I would definitely recommend books that I feel would be beneficial. How do I have this? I'm going to do this line here just to kind of indicate the horizon line of how I'm referencing this image in my 3D program, because I want to keep that the same when I'm turning these figures. Oh, Jesus, sorry guys. Oh my God. There we go. And this is more like a 3/4 view. This is another female. So, and like I said, I can definitely go back and edit this stuff. But I really want to really it's getting roughing this stuff in. Whoa. No, if this is going around, technically she would be, I would have to erase whatever. We're going to work with it. We're going to work with it. We're going to work with it here. because we'll see how this works. We'll see. This is going to be one of those. We're going to test it out and see how it goes. And then and this goes like this. That shoulder comes down. It's not a straight line across. And this is going to go like this. And then we're going to go here. Having an understanding of like the rib cage definitely helps get this. And I'm drawing that middle line just so I can have an idea, because these are going to be silhouetted figures, but the symbols above their heads will not be silhouetted. That will be detailed. And I'll draw clothing, the outline of the clothing, so that way they don't just look butt naked. And then I'll probably have to play with the rendering when it comes to the clothing. Maybe like with the rendering of the face, I might just do hints of like the eye sockets, or the eyes and the nose and the mouth, with those being darker than these silhouettes. So, but going back to this, having an understanding of the rib cage gives you an idea of like how it turns, the side planes of the rib cage. You know it's going to be more of a egg shape, with it being wider on the bottom than it is on the top. But you also know with anatomy that you're going to have the scapula, the clavicle, the shoulders, all of that's going to help make the side of the arm, or the upper body, look bigger than the bottom. So this is the clavicle area. This is going to go down slightly here. And so all of that really helps in being able to draw, or at least roughen the figure convincingly. And knowing that, like, if you're drawing the arms for a figure, you know that no one ever just has their arms straight down at their sides like a straight line, right? Like a straight line. Usually it's curved if it's on the side, right? And then the hand kind of curves like this. No one's hand is just straight down. Your hand has a natural curve to it when it's relaxed. So if I'm relaxing my hand, you guys can see, there's a natural curve of the fingers. And it's taking those subtleties and putting those in your art. And if you're doing character design, you can even implement more things, like realizing the understanding that most people, I don't want to say most people that, but if you're drawing a character, and they're standing, and this is like not like a I'm trying to think, not like a character sheet pose, but it's like the butt area, right? But you might see that do like something like this. That people might favor putting more weight on one leg than they do the other. I'll fix this pose later. Just roughing in some stuff here. So that's something to pay attention to. You know, even you might favor one putting or shifting weight on one foot over the other, or one hip over the other, whatever. So I feel like this is wrong. It's because it is. I think packed with people. And this is actually probably needs to go up a little bit more because the perspective here. But stuff like that is what you want to kind of pay attention to, because you can then add that to your art and make your characters feel more alive. 7, stop it. And more human versus just this like robotic animatronic. I feel like I'm saying that wrong. Type figure, but like a robotic figure. Like adding those type of little things here and there would help a character feel more human-esque, and like they've actually got some character to them. I feel like I need to lower, like shrink this head here. Oh. But ew. By the time you guys actually see this video, though, it will be into the new year. And I've already got the things I would like to work on next year. And I'm trying to implement that now, which I think was the original thing I was going to talk about. But I'm trying to implement that now. In the last month of the year. So that way, when it gets into the new year, I've already kind of set this standard for myself, and it's nothing brand new where I feel like I am now struggling to create a brand new habit at the beginning of the year. So I'm born to lose. I'm painful what listen. Make a bit of difference. So and I don't think I'm going to share any of these goals online. I might share them once I've reached those goals, but as far as actually sorry, as far as actually posting them online before they're done, I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm going to try my hardest not to do that. I need to expand this out some. Let me work with this and then we'll see. Let's see here. Hi, big boy. Hi. Aw, big stretch. Big stretch. You okay? You good? Hi. Oh, I know. How about this? Let me finish this figure, and then I'll take a quick break, and then we can play for a little bit, okay? I know. Okay. Yeah, he wants some attention. Okay. I know. I see you. But I need you. I'll show you guys. It's literally in my face. Hi, big boy. Yeah. Hi. He's in my lap, pretty much, at this point. Hi, big boy. Yeah, I see you. Get out of here. Hi, big boy. You just want some lovin's. Yeah. Look at that face. Look at that face. Oh, look at that face. Ah. All right, get out of here. Okay. He's bringing his bone. He's gonna chew on his bone? Okay, he's gonna chew on his bone. Okay. But, excuse me. Just do this to indicate that it's a female. All right. I got 2 more figures to draw here. Ugh. And then the figures down here. But it's over. It's an hour. I know there wasn't much drawing at the beginning, so. But I'm going to go play with 7 real quick, and then I'll be back.